Welcome back to our Next Steps series. Today we're going to be talking about generosity and giving. This is one of our habits, but also something that we see modeled throughout the Old Testament and the New Testament. And so a few first next steps that I want to share with you. First is just to start where you can. And as you do that, the Lord is going to bless that. We've got a couple of opportunities here at Encounter Church to be able to do that. The first one is during our services whenever we pass the offering baskets. In addition to that, you receive prompts to where you can choose to give online, where you can choose to give through the app, or even through text. There's also instructions on how you can set up recurring giving to be a part of that right there. There is a group study called God, Money, and Me. And in this study, God, Money, and Me, you're going to get to learn some more about money myths, as well as godly principles. Another resource that we have is called the 10 Principles of Generosity. And as you walk through this resource, you're going to have the opportunity to learn more about some truths, some principles of what God says about stewardship. Things like you reap what you sow. You learn to value eternal over material. God loves a cheerful giver. It's more blessed to give than to receive. It's God's anyways. God will bless your legacy. It's an act of worship. It builds the kingdom. Jesus' ministry modeled it, and God tells us to test Him. Another next step for you in the area of giving and generosity would be to tithe. Another next step in the area of giving and generosity would be around tithing. The word tithe refers to tenth. And so the principle behind this is that we would give 10% of all that you bring in, the first fruits, would then go to God. Throughout the Old Testament, we see this modeled that they would take it to the temple, would be where that would take place. And so the instruction of that within the New Testament context, what that would mean, is giving to your local church, that 10%. And a final next step in the area of giving and generosity would be what we call kingdom builders. Giving offerings above and beyond your tithe to advance God's kingdom. These are opportunities that we're going to set up during a given year where you have the opportunity to help be a part of blessing additional ministries and outworks in our community. We're so grateful for the way that you're ready to take a next step in this area of giving and generosity. And we look forward to seeing the way that God is going to bless you as you continue to do that.